Radharani.
Sorry, nobody reminded me we're supposed to be
Sorry, Prabhuji, sorry.
No, you don't be sorry. I'm just saying. It's just as much my fault.
No, we also forgot to remind you.
It's okay. Thank you. So, how do we know that Srimati Radharani enjoys the bliss more than Krishna? Does anybody know? How do we know?
Because her prayer was just to please Krishna.
Okay. I'm looking for a little bit more than that.
So Krishna is a reservoir of pleasure. So a reservoir, when enjoyed, will always the person who's enjoying will always experience more.
True, but I could counter argument that Krishna could be enjoying Radharani's beauty. He could be enjoying Radharani's company. But here it's being said that she's enjoying it more than Krishna is.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna,
Is it because she's continuously serving, she's not stopping because she's getting more and more pleasure. She just continues. She never stops.
Okay, all right. Okay. Yes, Purchana Mataji?
Okay, Prabhu, I think, Radha Rani is enjoying it, but she's also showing her emotions too. Like sometimes she can be very happy with him, sometimes mad at him.
Yes.
Because only if you love somebody, you can do that. If you don't love anybody, you can't do that.
Yes, I agree. Being a woman, you understood. And so that's the main point. Another point is that Krishna could see that how to describe Radharani's beauty. Is it infinite or finite? Anybody?
Infinite.
Yes, it is infinite. Now, I don't know how many of you understand math, but the simple definition of infinity is that there's nothing that can go greater than infinity.
Yep.
Is that understandable? Like, even if you don't know math? Infinity,
Yes.
by definition, means there's nothing beyond it. And here's the beauty. Radharani's beauty is unlimited, infinity, but when she is with Krishna, her beauty increases. And Krishna says, wait a minute, how is that possible? Like even Krishna says, how is that possible? And then what happens is Krishna sees Radharani's beauty increased, so his own beauty increases. Now Radharani is seeing Krishna's beauty has increased, that makes her more happy, her beauty increases even more. Krishna sees that Radharani's beauty has gone even more, so he becomes even more pleased, and then the competition starts. Whose beauty is going to get increased more and more and more? This real transcendental competition going on. Ultimately, of course, because she has the greater pleasure, she wins. She wins every time. Okay, so that's one point I wanted to make. And the second point, and that's how we know that she was enjoying this more, because her own beauty increased way beyond Krishna could ever do that. Now, let's change the topic just a little bit. It's not totally changed, but why? So we all know that Lord Chaitanya comes every time Krishna appears. Does everybody agree with that?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So, how often does Krishna appear in terms of Earth years?
5,000 years after, Prabhuji.
No. How often does Lord Krishna appear on this earth?
Once in Brahma's one day.
And how many years is that?
1,000 Chaturyug.
1,000 Chaturyug.
Okay, 8.65 billion years. Okay, now, so, and what's Krishna's memory like? Is it short term or long term?
Oh, lots of.
Everlasting. Long time.
Everlasting. Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, are you sure?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know anything. I'm just asking you. So, then the question becomes, so this time 500 years ago, 4,500 years after Krishna appeared, Lord Chaitanya appeared. Correct?
Yes, Prabhu.
Now, 8.65 billion years from now, when Krishna appears, will Lord Chaitanya also appear? Yes or no?
Yes, true.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Prabhu. Okay, then here's the question. If Krishna has everlasting memory, then why can't he just remember? That's the pleasure I had. That's the pleasure she had. So there's no need for him to come back. Why is he coming back? As Lord Chaitanya, again and again and again.
People
Yes.
forget.
For the miscreants like us to
No,
save
no, no,
us.
no, no. Stay in the context, Mataji. Stay in the context. I'm talking about with respect to Radharani's feelings and
Okay.
wishes. So with respect to that, otherwise we get lost.
Okay.
In this context.
Prabhuji, it is never ending. He wants to relish more and more.
Close, but I need a little bit more. Think along the same lines. You're very close. Remember what we were saying before. Radharani's beauty is increasing. Oh, Ajit Krishna Prabhu, were you saying something?
I was just going to say what you just said, Prabhu, that her beauty is, it's always increasing. So from the last time that they appeared, now it's increased even more. So he wants to.
That's
Yes.
it. Yes, Prabhuji. Exactly. So he
Yep.
wants to see the new beauty. He wants to taste that new beauty.
Yep.
Similarly, her bliss has increased, her taste has increased, you know. Oh, okay, Sakhi Surupa, that's a good point. Okay, so that's the reason why Lord Chaitanya is coming back every time Krishna appears. Okay, now let's keep going. Then it says, Radharani felt more transcendental pleasure in the company of Krishna than he could understand without taking her position. Like, how does she do that? Krishna is saying, how does she do that? And he says, I'm not able to understand that on my own. Therefore, I have to come as in the mood of Krishna, which means I have to take her position. Then he says, but for Shri Krishna to enjoy in the position of Srimati Radharani was impossible because that position was completely foreign to him. What an important sentence. So something is not possible for Krishna. I thought there was nothing impossible for Krishna. Right? So how do we explain that? That seems like a problem here. Does everybody see the problem? Okay, then please help me get the answer.
Sorry, Prabhuji, can you ask the question again? I didn't get it.
Can I answer the question again?
Yeah.
Put the
Can I
question
answer the
again.
question again?
Repeat the question again,
Or
Prabhu.
repeat the question again. Okay. The question. Sorry, I couldn't resist it. Okay. So for Krishna, nothing should be impossible. He's all capable, right? He's omnipotent.
Yeah.
So why is it saying here that it's possible for Krishna to understand the position of Srimati Radharani because it's totally foreign to him? Reconcile it for me, please. Yes, Radhan
So, Prabhuji, Krishna is one who is being served. So, if someone who is being served will not be able to understand the feeling, emotion, or love of the person who is serving him, because to get to that emotion, you have to be in the situation or in that position.
Well, okay. And that's what basically we've been saying. I'm just throwing a twist in it that Krishna says, and everybody else says, the Shastra said, there's nothing impossible for Krishna. So why is this thing impossible for Krishna? Right? So let me give you a clue. There's something called, and I don't remember the exact name, but something called a stone theory. And the issue is, can Krishna create a mountain that he himself cannot cross? And be careful before you answer it. Because if you say, yes, he can, that means there's something he cannot do. And if he can cross it, that means he cannot design something that he cannot cross. So you answer that. Is everybody with me, or am I really confusing you?
Yes,
Say again.
Prabhuji.
Should I ask the question again?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
Again.
Prabhuji, please.
Okay. Can Krishna create a mountain that he himself cannot cross?
No.
How create a mountain then?
Well, then that means there's something he cannot do. And that's not possible. We always say Krishna is omnipotent, that means he can do anything.
Yes.
So then how can you say he can create a mountain he cannot cross?
he can cross anything.
Well, then that means he cannot create a mountain that he cannot cross.
Prabhuji, is it something that
मैंने कुछ भी खाया
Prabhuji, is it something that he can do anything, but he cannot feel the like वो विरह
No.
भाव?
Stay with the question. Don't, otherwise you'll get confused. Stay with the stone question. It's a very
Then
simple
it's
question. Can he
a bit-
create a mountain that he himself cannot cross?
No, Prabhu, he can create anything. He can cross it.
No,
Yeah.
hold on. So he can create anything,
I-
but I'm asking you, can he create a mountain he cannot cross? What's your answer?
I think he should
Yes,
be able to
Prabhu.
not create. He should be able to create the mountain that he cannot cross. That's the
That means there's something
logical.
he cannot do. That's contrary to what we think of Krishna, omnipotent.
Its answer is no.
Okay, well then that means there's something he cannot do. That's not possible. Okay, Devjani, go ahead.
Yes,
By the way, I'm having a lot
Prabhuji,
of fun
he can-
today. It's making me forget my illness. Go ahead, Devjani.
Yes, Prabhuji, he can create something that he cannot cross.
And then that means he's not omnipotent. There's something he cannot do.
No, he is omnipotent, but then he will require his Shakti, Radharani, to do
No.
that.
I'm just talking about the stone mountain. That's it. Don't go Radharani. There's no
Prabhuji, can
Radharani.
Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hold on. Raghu's trying to say something. Raghu, go ahead.
Yeah,
Prabhuji, this
but
is-
like
Hold on, Amni, please. Raghu?
yeah, it's like you can have two infinities going at the same time. You can have two infinities growing at the same time. So the mountain keeps becoming uncrossable, then you become as good as the mountain, but then the mountain becomes even taller, then you become as good as the mountain, then the mountain becomes even taller. So you
Okay.
can just keep racing with the mountain.
No, but the bottom line, can he cross or not?
It's like a chinte bhed.
Sorry,
Can I
Keshav
try,
Sevka?
Prabhu?
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Keshav Sevka.
Is it like philosophy he can do and he cannot do?
That's
What?
it. That's it. So yes, he can create a mountain he cannot cross, then he crosses it. Okay. So now let's come back to what we are saying here. It's saying here, it is impossible. Where did it go? Wait a second. Yeah. To enjoy in the position of Srimati Radharani was impossible because that position was completely foreign to him. So here we're talking about, yes, it's impossible for him, but then what does he do? Then he takes the mood of Radharani and now it's possible. Like Lord Chaitanya is experiencing it. So do you see everybody? Does everybody see? Yes, there's something impossible for him, but then he makes it possible. That's his omnipotence. So here it comes with Lord Chaitanya to understand the mood of Radharani. Is everybody with me? Because very critical points, because we hear a lot of these points, the rest of the text. It's 214 or something like text here. So it's a long chapter. If you're not clear, please.
Prabhu, can you say again, please? Yeah.
Can I say again? Yeah, sure, again.
Yes.
I just did.
One more time, Prabhu.
Again. Okay, I don't want to confuse everybody. Okay, you were saying say again, I was just saying again. All right. It's nice. The book is saying it's impossible for Krishna to understand the mood of Radharani because that is totally foreign to him. So that's the one aspect of it. It's something actually impossible for Krishna to do. So let me ask you, I'll answer the question a little bit later. Why is there something impossible for Krishna to do? Because if that wasn't there, then impossible world would not exist in the material world. Anything that exists in the material world has to exist in the spiritual world also. So there has to be something impossible for Krishna to do, but then because he's omnipotent, then he does it. So here, what's happening here? It's impossible for Krishna to understand the mood of Radharani, but as Krishna. So therefore, he takes the mood of Radharani as Lord Chaitanya and then understands it. So impossible, but made possible. Is that clear?
Clear, Prabhu.
Yep.
Yes, Prabhu.
You made it clear.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Thank you,
Prabhuji,
Prabhu.
Ruchira here.
Ruchira Mataji, go ahead.
Still contradictory to me because ultimately he is Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and it's why something would be impossible for him, even if it is from the material, from our context, that everything comes from spiritual world. So impossible exists there first and then comes to this
So are you
Word.
questioning the appearance of Lord Chaitanya? Is that what you're doing?
No. I'm saying that why would something would be impossible for Krishna?
But
in
that's
this
what it says here, because the position of Radharani was completely foreign to him. So that's why impossible. But because Krishna makes impossible possible, he takes the mood of Radharani as Lord Chaitanya and then becomes possible. So both ways. Same like stone. He can create a mountain he cannot cross, but then he crosses it. Same thing. I'm sorry if it's a little esoteric, but I was want to make sure that everybody understood that for Krishna, this is nothing impossible, but also impossible.
Okay.
And that's what this paragraph is saying. So I'm not making this up.
Okay, Prabhuji. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Therefore, to know, the last line of the paragraph. Therefore, to know the transcendental pleasure of loving Krishna, Lord Krishna himself appeared as Lord Chaitanya, accepting the emotions and bodily lusters of Srimati Radharani. So that's the answer that Mataji was asking, that this is why he did that. Now, there's one place I read that the reason for Lord Krishna to take the luster or the bodily complexion of Radharani is that Radharani said to him that Krishna, you cannot handle my emotions. If you start feeling my emotions, you will hurt yourself. You will fall down, you will jump, and you'll hurt yourself. I have to protect you. So therefore, I'll give you my complexion to protect you. The complexion of Radharani is protecting Krishna from getting hurt. When he falls down flat, when he hits against the wall, all those things he does in ecstasy, Radharani's complexion is protecting Krishna at that time.
Oh my God.
Everybody with me?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Good. Thank you.
Because you are explaining very nicely.
Oh, thank you, Prabhu. Okay, next paragraph. Anybody who's awake can do that.
Should I read, Prabhuji?
Of course, yeah, go ahead.
Lord Chaitanya appeared in order to fulfill these confidential desires and also to preach the social significance
Special
significance of chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, and to answer the call of Advait Prabhu. These were secondary reasons. Continue?
No, hold on. So we just heard the three confidential reasons or primary reasons for Krishna's appearance as Lord Chaitanya. Hopefully everybody's with that. Now, Krishna's Kaviraj is reminding us the reasons we heard or read in the 3rd chapter. The two secondary reasons. What were the secondary reasons? One was to preach the chanting of the holy name. Or spread the name of the holy name. Right? So that's one. The second was to satisfy the desire of his pure devotee, which had come in the form of Lord Advaita. So those are the two secondary reasons we talked about in the 3rd chapter. Everybody with me?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, great. Next paragraph, please.
Can I read too?
Go ahead, Venkat, go ahead.
Sri Sarupa Damodara Goswami was the principal figure among Lord Chaitanya's confidential devotees. The records of his diary have revealed these confidential purposes of the Lord. These revelations have been confirmed by the statements of Srila Rupa Goswami in his various prayers and poems.
Right. So, who was Sarupa Damodara Goswami? Anybody knows in the Krishna Lila?
A Manjari?
Actually, he was Sakhi. Which one?
Sakhi, okay.
Okay. So, I always get mixed up, but it was Lalita Sakhi. But I could be wrong to be Vishakha Sakhi. So, it's one of them. But I think it was Lalita Sakhi. So, as Lalita Sakhi, she was privy to all the confidential thoughts of Lord Chaitanya, who is Krishna and moon of Radharani. Lalita Sakhi was close, very, very close to both Radharani and Krishna. They would share their heart with her. And that's what's happening here again. Now, Krishna and Radha combined form, Lord Chaitanya is sharing their confidential, heartfelt thoughts and emotions with Swarup Damodar, and he is making a diary of all those. That's the diary that he shared with Raghunath Das Goswami, Radhadas Goswami at Radhakund narrated the whole diary to Krishnadas Kaviraj, and that's how he wrote it. Okay? And then it says also the Rupa Goswami in many places, and we'll see that later on in the chapter, some of the prayers done in the Dicta of Devotion and other books. Just to support this point. Okay. This chapter also specifically describes the difference between lust and love. Transactions of Krishna and Radha are completely different from material lust. Therefore, the author has very clearly distinguished between them. So we won't talk about that because there will be a lot of discussion later on in the chapter. Okay. So text 1. Who wants to read that? Okay. Okay, then I'll do it. Shri Chaitanya Prasadena Tadrupasya Vininayam Balo Apikurute Shastram Drishtva Vrajavilasinaha. Translation. By the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even a foolish child can fully describe the real nature of Lord Krishna, the enjoyer of the pastimes of Vraja, according to the vision of the revealed scriptures. So it's saying if Lord Chaitanya shows his mercy, anybody, even a child, can understand the real nature of Lord Krishna as described in the scriptures. Otherwise, we simply can't. That's why even to read the scriptures, we need devotees' mercy. Otherwise, we just won't understand that. I meet so many people who tell me, I like Bhagavatam because it's full of stories. Well, it's full of stories, then you miss the point. Yeah, sure, there are lots of stories, but they all have a purpose, and they all have some very deep philosophy associated with that. So if you miss the philosophy and just saw the story, then you didn't get the point. Okay. So purport, who wants to read the purport?
I will do, Prabhuji.
Please go ahead.
One can ascertain the meaning of this Sanskrit sloka only when one is endowed with the causeless mercy of Lord Chaitanya. Lord Sri Krishna, being the absolute personality of Godhead, cannot be exposed to the mundane instruments of vision. He reserves the right not to be exposed by the intellectual feats of non-devotees. Notwithstanding this truth, even a small child can easily understand Lord Sri Krishna and his transcendental pastimes in the land of Vrindavan by the grace of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So you probably remember there's a verse in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, text 25. Naham prakasha sarvasya yoga maya samavrato. Mudho ayam na abjanati loko mam ajam avyayam. That the foolish will never understand me. And I don't reveal myself because I'm covered by the curtain of yoga maya. So unless Krishna's mercy or devotee's mercy is there, we cannot see Krishna, we cannot understand Krishna. Similarly, in Nectar of Devotion, it says, Atah Shri Krishna Namadi na bhaved grahyam indriya. Sevon mukho jivado swayamev spurati ada. That by our material senses, we cannot perceive Lord Krishna. Simply can't. But if we become pure devotees and we get engaged in the service, then the Krishna will automatically reveal himself. Right? Similarly, in 1855 Bhagavad Gita, he says, Bhaktya mam abhijanati. Right? He says that only through the process of devotional service can one understand. So all those requirements are being pointed to here in this purport. And therefore, by your intelligence, by their intelligence, non-devotees cannot understand it. There's no mechanical process. There's no transcendental process other than bhakti. There's no physical process, no material process that can help you understand Krishna. Only through bhakti. That's the only way. We can try all we want. No mechanical exercise, no pranayam, no asana, nothing. I'll tell you who Krishna is. Okay, all these people who do all sorts of yoga, that's just mechanical exercise. You cannot get. Not only that, Lord Krishna tells Uddhava in the 11th canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, he says, Na sadhyati mam yogo, na sankhya dharma uddhava, nahi swadhyaya tapastyago yatha bhaktir mam urjita. He's saying not the Sankhya, not any kind of pranayam, not any kind of other religious duties, not any studies, not any kind of austerity can attract me the way bhakti attracts me. He says, I become energized by bhakti. None of the other things attract me at all. Okay. Similarly, he says that in Charitamrita, we read actually some time ago, and we'll read it again, that when we are serving Krishna with the Aishwarya Gyan, means we know and understand his opulence, then Krishna says, I'm not attracted by that. I note it, you'll get some reward, but I'll send you to Vaikuntha. You're not coming to Golok Vrindavan. Okay. So all those things are very important. Feeling is another one. What's that verse in Bhagavatam, Mother Kunti saying? I think it's 1.7.28. She says, Janmaishwara Shukashibi, Edman Madapuman, Navar Hartur Avidhatum Vai, Tvam Akinchan Gujra. She's saying that those people who are proud of their lineage, their education, their money, and their position, they cannot develop feelings for Krishna. And only those who have feelings for Krishna can get him. Tvam Akinchan Gujra. Only one who says he has nothing. He possesses nothing. You are visible only to that person. Okay, so those are the points that are being made here. If the mercy is there, and we're doing all that, then even a little child can understand. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, at the age of 7, had memorized all the verses of Bhagavad Gita, 700 verses, and he could explain and give commentary on those at the age of 7. So here's an example of what this verse is saying. Okay, making sense?
Yep.
Okay, let's read text number 2.
Prabhuji, before you proceed to the next text, you just mentioned that he will send those people to Vaikuntha who have no love for them, but they're attracted towards him because of Aishwarya.
No,
So
I
there
didn't say that. No, I didn't say that. What I said was they have love for him in the knowledge of his opulence.
Okay.
Because without love, you can't go to even Vaikuntha. But it's loving that he's my master, he's the god of the gods, but I love him. That will take you to Vaikuntha. Without love, you don't even go to Vaikuntha. But it's a different nature of love.
And then there is no way that you can further go to Golok Vrindavan, right? Then you're...
Well, no, so understand also, those who want to go to Vaikuntha have no desire to go to Golok Vrindavan.
Oh.
They're very happy there. They got there for a reason, because they worship the form that whose Vaikuntha planet they are in. Remember, the billions of Vaikuntha planets, each one of the Lord has a particular form, a name. So we got there because we were attracted to that form and that name. So there's no further desire. Otherwise, you won't go to Vaikuntha.
Not even 1% people want go to...
No, otherwise you won't get there.
Okay.
The only exception is who? There's one exception. One only. And to give you a hint, it's a female. पैर दबाती रहती है. Who's that?
Lakshmi ji.
Lakshmi ji.
Okay. So how do we know that?
Because we have seen always her with Vishnu.
No.
Always.
But they're saying therefore she doesn't want it. I'm saying she's the exception that she wants Krishna's company.
Yeah, she is actually Prabhu doing tapasya in Belwar and want to enter Krishna Lila.
Correct. But this little bit more, the answer is correct, Prabhu. But there's one more part of the same answer.
Aishwarya?
No. How do we know? Yeah, so she's in tapasya, enter Rasyatra. He wanted to enter the Ras Lila when it happened. But she was refused entry. Why is that?
Because she was in the Aishwarya dress up, She
Okay,
was
so
not like
that's
other
half the point.
gopis.
Sorry,
Because she was a male, so
She was not like other gopis who just loved Krishna unconditionally.
Okay, so that's half the answer. There's the other half also.
Okay.
I thought she was a male, and then she had to dress up like a lady.
Sorry, Mataji?
I thought she had to dress up like a woman.
But she's already a woman. Lakshmi is already a woman. Did you have doubts?
Yeah, she loved the form of Vishnu.
I'm sorry?
She loved the form of Vishnu, not Krishna.
No, but then
She
why
wa-
she come to Krishna? Why does she want to enter Rasleela then? And why is she doing tapasya in Belwan?
Prabhu, what I know is, if in order to enter Golok, you have to first take subordination of one of the gopis.
Yes,
Then God will
absolutely.
take.
Absolutely right. So she refused to take shelter of the gopis because I'm Lakshmi. What are you talking about? I can't take you shelter. You're just a
Oh,
village girl. So it's okay, fine, no entry for you. And then after it's all finished, then she said, oh, and now she's in tapasya. That's the only exception. Now, somebody could say, wait a minute, does that mean she's not loyal to her husband, Vishnu? Why is she going after another man? Right? Anybody shocked? Well, the answer is that Lord Krishna and Lord Vishnu are same. There's no difference. Just the form is different. So therefore, there's no loss of chastity or anything like that. And therefore, it's okay for her. Okay? So she knows Vishnu is yeah, exactly. So there's no difference between Vishnu and Shamsundar Krishna. Okay?
So can I read 4.2?
You can. I just want to make sure, Charitamrita, your question got answered.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for enlightenment.
You're welcome. Okay, Avani, go ahead.
1 second, Prabhu. Yeah. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Translation. All glory to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All glory to Lord Nityananda. All glory to Sri Advaita Acharya. And all glory to all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya.
So every chapter starts with this and ends with another verse, which is Rup Raghunath Pade More As. So we'll see that every chapter will start with this. Okay, let's go to text number 3.
चतुर्थ श्लोकेर अर्थ कैला विवरण पंचम श्लोकेर अर्थ शून्य भक्त गण. Translation. I have described the meaning of the 4th verse. Now, O devotees, kindly hear the explanation of the 5th verse.
Keep going, please.
4.4. मूल श्लोकेर अर्थ करीते प्रकाश अर्थ लागे ते आगे कशिये आभास. Translation. Just to explain the original verse, I shall first suggest its meaning. 4.5. चतुर्थ श्लोकेर अर्थ एई कैलासार प्रेम नाम प्रचारयते ऐ अवतार. Translation. I have given the essential meaning of the 4th verse. This incarnation, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, descends to propagate the chanting of the holy name and spread love of God.
So here he's gone back to the secondary reasons. Okay, so starting with the secondary reasons again. Okay, please.
Satya e hetu kintu eho bahiranga ara eka hetu shuna ache antaranga. Translation. Although this is true, this is but the external reason for the Lord's incarnation. Please hear one other reason, the confidential reason for the Lord's appearance. Purport. In the 3rd chapter, 4th verse, it has been clearly said that Lord Chaitanya appeared in order to distribute love of Krishna and the chanting of his transcendental holy name, Hare Krishna. That was the secondary purpose of Lord Chaitanya's appearance. The real reason is different, as we shall see in this chapter. 4.7. Purve yena prithvira bhara hari bhare Krishna avatirana haila shastrite prachare. Translation. The scriptures proclaim that Lord Krishna previously descended to take away the burden of the earth. 4.8. Swayam Bhagavanera karma nahe bharaharna sthiti karta Vishnu karena jagat palana. Translation. To take away this burden, however, is not the work of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The maintainer, Lord Vishnu, is the one who protects the universe.
Yeah, so I want to make sure everybody's following this particular point. Krishna does not come to the material world to kill the demons. As a matter of fact, he doesn't kill any demons. And it's going to be explained later on in this chapter. How's that working? So please keep going, but I want to make sure everybody understands. Vishnu in Krishna is killing the demons, not Krishna himself. Okay, keep going, please.
4.9 Kintu Krishnera ye haya avatar kala bhara harna kala tate ha illa mishala. Translation. But the time to lift the burden of the world mixed with the time for the Lord Krishna's incarnation. Purport. We have information. Okay.
Sorry, Mati. Let somebody see the purport.
I can read, Prabhu.
Go ahead.
Purport. We have information from the Bhagavad Gita that the Lord appears at particular intervals to adjust the time-worn spiritual culture. Lord Sri Krishna appeared at the end of Dwapar Yuga to regenerate the spiritual culture of human society and also to manifest his transcendental pastimes. Vishnu is the authorized Lord who maintains the created cosmos, and he is also the principal deity who makes adjustments when there is improper administration in the cosmic creation. But Sri Krishna, being the primeval Lord, appears not in order to make such administrative adjustments, but only to exhibit his transcendental pastimes and thus attract the fallen souls back home, back to Godhead. However, the time...
Sorry, Mataji, just hold on. So, what's the information in Bhagavad Gita that we get? That Krishna says appear from time to time. Where does it say that?
4.8.
Yada yada dharmasya.
Yes, and Paritranaya Sadhuna. So 4.7 and 4.8. So saying that's the time-worn spiritual culture that he appears after a certain time, every millennium he appears that. And Lord Krishna appeared at the end of Dwapar Yuga. Now, which Dwapar Yuga was that? Don't say the last one. Like, how do you define which Dwapar Yuga does Krishna appear?
51 man.
Pratham Sandhya.
Okay.
Pratham Sandhya, maybe that's the word that you're looking. No?
No.
Okay.
No.
The Dwapar Yuga
Brahma's one day.
after
Yeah,
Treta Yuga.
No, in one day, but which Dwapar? So how many Dwapars are there in one day of Brahma?
There are 72.
No.
One day Brahma, 1000.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So which one of this 1000 Chaturyugis?
28, Prabhuji.
Huh?
28.
Are you guessing?
No.
So no, Prabhu, the answer is no.
Okay.
Okay, so you know that the 14 Manus in one day of Brahma. That means there are 14 Manvantars. So today is the 7th Manu, that's Vaivasvata, son of sun god. So in the Vaivasvat Manvantar, in the 28th Chaturyugi, and in that Dwapar, Krishna appears. Okay? Everyone with me?
Can you repeat it, Prabhu?
I sure can. In the 7th Manvantar, which is Vaivasvat Manvantar, in that there are 71 Chaturyugis, and the 28th Chaturyugi, that Dwapar, Krishna appears himself. That's the one day of Brahma. That's when he appears.
In when the Shatanand Brahma is there.
Who?
When the name of the Brahma is Shatanand Brahma, if I'm not.
It
No.
doesn't matter. Every Brahma is the same thing. It doesn't matter who it is.
Okay.
That's not complicated.
Every Brahma. Okay. All right. So that's one point I wanted to make. And to regenerate the spiritual culture, so Paritranaya Sadhunam, and also to manifest transcendental pastimes. That's the more important point. Manifests transcendental pastimes. I'll come to that in a minute. So Vishnu, who's an expansion of Krishna, when Krishna appears, all his expansions come with him, in him. That's another concept. Everybody with me? Every expansion of Krishna comes with Krishna, in him. So you see only Krishna, but all the incarnations are there. Lord Ram is there, Lord Sitadev is there, Matsya Avatar, Kurma Avatar, they're all there. But Lord Vishnu is the one doing the killing. Okay? Okay. So Vishnu is the authorized Lord who maintains the created cosmos. So remember, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, there are three qualitative expansions of Krishna. What's the role of Brahma?
To create the
To create, yeah. What's the role of Shiva, Lord Shiva?
Vishnu is
To
And
destroy,
hide.
annihilate, yeah. And what's the role of Vishnu?
Maintain.
Maintain.
Maintain. Which is the hardest job?
Maintaining.
So Vishnu got that. Okay. And so he's the one who's making adjustments when there's improper administration, which means killing.
Okay.
Sorry, Usha?
No problem.
Okay. So it says, Krishna, being the primeval Lord, appears not in order to make such administrative adjustments, but only to exhibit his transcendental pastimes and thus attract the fallen souls back home, back to Godhead. So Krishna has two purposes. He wants to attract the pure devotees and he wants to attract the non-devotees. So he shows his greatness to attract the non-devotees. He shows his sweetness to attract the pure devotees. Is that part clear? Okay. Next paragraph, please.
Prabhuji, totally agree with that. Vishnu in Krishna is killing all the demons, but the statement is said by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita that Paritranaya Sadhunam.
He's speaking as Vishnu. Remember, it's non-different.
Okay, yes. Okay.
Okay. Next paragraph.
However, the time for administrative rectification and the time for Lord Krishna's appearance coincided at the end of the last Dwapar Yuga. Therefore, when Shri Krishna appeared, Vishnu, the Lord of maintenance, merged with him, because all the plenary portions and parts of the absolute personality of Godhead merge with him during his appearance.
Right. That's what we were saying. Everybody comes with him. They're merged in him. You don't see them, but they're there. And Vishnu has duties to do. Okay, but Krishna is just not interested in administration. He's busy enjoying. He's known as Rasika Shekhar. He just wants to enjoy and give pleasure. Take pleasure, give pleasure. That's it. No time for killing and other administrative duties. Okay, text 10. Avni, go ahead, please.
Can I do it, Prabhu? Can I
Yeah,
read
of course.
it?
If you want to read it, go ahead.
पूर्णा भगवान अवतारे ये काले आरा स्वभाव तारा तंते आशी मिले. When the complete Supreme Personality of Godhead descends, all other incarnations of the Lord meet together within him.
Okay. Keep going.
Narayana Chaturvayu Mastasade Avatara Yoga Manvantara Avatara Yata Cheara Sabe Ashi Krishna Ange Haye Avitrina Ache Avatare Krishna Bhagwan Purna. Lord Narayan, the four primary expansions, Asudev, Shankarshana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha, Matsya and the other Lila incarnations, the Yuga avatars, the Manvantras incarnations, and as many other incarnations as there are, all descends in the body of Lord Krishna. In this way, the complete Supreme Godhead, Lord Krishna himself, appears. Wow.
Yeah, keep going.
Ataiva Vishnu Takhana Krishnera Sariraye Vishnu Doare Kare Krishna Asura Samhare. At that time, therefore, Lord Vishnu is present in the body of Lord Krishna, and Lord Krishna kills the demons through him.
Keep going.
Anushanga karmaye asura marana ye lage avitara kai se mula karana. Thus the killing of the demon is but secondary work. I shall now speak of the main reason for the Lord's incarnation.
Right. So now comes the essence. 15 and 16. Go ahead.
Prema rasha niraisha karite asvadana raga marga bhakti loke karite pracharana. Rasika Shikara Krishna Prama Karuna Edo Ehote Hate Achara Udgama. The Lord's desire to appear was born from two reasons. The Lord wanted to taste the sweet essence of the mellows of the love of God, and he wanted to propagate devotional service in the world on the platform of the spontaneous attraction. Thus, he is known as supremely jubilant and as the most merciful of all. During the period of the Lord Krishna's appearance, the killing of Asuras and non-believers such as Kamsa and Jarashanda was done by Vishnu, who was within the person of Sri Krishna. Such apparent killing by Lord Sri Krishna took place as a matter of course and was an incidental activity for him. But the real purpose of Lord Krishna's appearance was to stage a dramatic performance of his transcendental pastimes at Vrijbhumi. Thus, exhibiting the highest limit of transcendental mellow in the exchanges of reciprocal love between the living entity and the Supreme Lord. These reciprocal exchanges of mellows are called Raga Bhakti, or devotional service to the Lord in transcendental rapture. Lord Sri Krishna wants to make known to all the conditioned souls that he is more attracted by Raga Bhakti than Vidhi Bhakti, or devotional service under scheduled regulations. It is said in the Vedas, Rasha Vyasaha, the absolute truth is the reservoir for all kinds of reciprocal exchanges of loving sentiments. He is also causelessly merciful, and he wants to bestow upon us his privilege of Raga Bhakti. Thus, he appeared by his own internal energy. He was not forced to appear by any extraneous force.
So let's understand the purport. So here, the two verses are talking about the two reasons why Lord Krishna appears. Wants to taste the sweet essence of the mellows of Krishna Prem. So Krishna wants to taste the sweet essence of the love of Krishna and wants to propagate the devotional service in the world on the platform of spontaneous attraction, which is Raga Bhakti. So his mercy is coming in terms of giving us that spontaneous attraction. And his jubilant nature is coming from enjoying the mellows of love of Krishna. Okay, so now let's see the purport. What does it say? So again, it's making the same point that Asuras like Kansa and Jarasandha were killed by Vishnu, who was within Krishna, not by Krishna himself. So that's one thing. And he says that that's not the real purpose of Krishna's appearance, but rather is the dramatic performance of transcendental pastimes at Vrijbhumi. So what's so special about the pastimes in Vrijbhumi? Why is such a big deal being made? What's so special about that?
Because Krishna enjoys Vrindavan pastimes more than Goloka pastimes.
But why? Why?
Because those things doesn't happen even there. They just happened only on the Vrajabhumi.
But why?
Because I think
Yeah,
because of the Radharani is.
No.
Because of the Radharani.
Don't give me the personalities. Tell me the reason. What's so different?
To attract the fallen souls.
The unconditional love that he gets.
Sorry, too many people speaking at the same time. So one at a time, please, so I understand. Okay, Devjani, go ahead.
Yes, Prabhu. The unconditional love and devotion that he gets here.
Right. That's the main thing. The unconditional love, which means spontaneous love. It's spontaneous because they don't have to try for it. What are we doing? What kind of bhakti are we doing?
Yeah.
You cut off, Prabhu, you did actually.
Okay, what kind of bhakti are we doing? Anybody?
We're supposed to do the unconditional.
No.
Vaidhi Bhakti.
Vaidhi Bhakti. What is Vaidhi Bhakti?
where you use all the 9 processes mentioned by Prahlad
Okay.
Maharaj.
So why do we do Vaidhi Bhakti then? Why don't we do Raganuga Bhakti?
Because we are
awaken-
not at that level.
Okay. So what level are we at? Not, don't say Vaidhi Bhakti.
Sadhika.
Dasya. We are Dasya. We are
Sadhika.
Das.
No.
Dasa, you are even Raga
Das,
Bhakti. Sorry, go ahead.
we are doing sadhana bhakti.
But why are we doing sadhana bhakti? Why are we only eligible to do sadhana bhakti? By the way, we're not even doing sadhana bhakti because there's 2 parts of sadhana bhakti, Vaidhi Bhakti and Raganuga Bhakti. We're only doing Vaidhi Bhakti. So it's not even full sadhana. So why are we forced to do only Vaidhi Bhakti?
We are Baddha Jeev Prabhuji conditioned, so
So what?
we are not eligible. Like we don't have that level to do the unconditional love or bhakti.
Why?
That's the first stage, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, because the purification is happening right now at this stage.
Right. So therefore, there's some kind of purification needed. So how does that relate to the Vaidhi Bhakti we are doing? I have nobody in my side is pushing you.
Little bit
So make sure it's clear.
purifies us.
Huh?
It purifies us.
Sorry? Usha?
It purifies us. Little,
I know, but that's the result. So, okay. We do it out of fear. We do it out of instructions from somebody else, like a guru, senior devotee, or Shastras. We don't do it because there's an internal pressure on us. We don't do it because it's spontaneous attraction. But we do it because somebody has told us that's the only way you'll ever be able to leave this material world. So this is totally out of fear, out of external instructions and encouragement, and with a desire for something.
Karmic as a karmis.
No, karma is different. There's nothing to do with karmi in the devotional service. There's no relationship. Okay? But there's 2 different platforms. Karmi is material platform, the devotional service is spiritual platform. They don't meet. There's no intersection. Okay? So my point is, we're doing Vaidhi Bhakti because there's no automatic, spontaneous attraction for Krishna. That's the reason we're doing Vaidhi Bhakti. And in the absence of spontaneous attraction, automatic attraction, we need some kind of force to make us do it. And that is the fear, that's the instructions of the Shastras and the Guru and the senior devotees. And the desire to get out. That's why we're doing Vaidhi Bhakti. Is everybody clear on that?
So, Prabhuji, you mean everybody who's doing Vaidhi Bhakti has some desire?
So, absolutely. Absolutely. Otherwise, you won't be in Vaidhi Bhakti.
It means all the bhaktas have a desire.
No. All the
material
bhaktas,
world,
no,
right?
most of us.
Has desire but not natural attraction.
Correct. A desire out of not having natural attraction for Krishna, we're doing this.
Okay.
If you're not sure you understand, please ask a question.
So, Prabhu, desire is also another name for that. We do something in the expectation of something getting back.
And what is that called? That's called Vaidhi Bhakti.
But then how is it different from the people who go to Krishna and ask for something like to other
That's
even
Vaidhi Bhakti.
demigods, karma,
Vaidhi Bhakti.
karmic?
No.
What is the difference?
Don't bring demigods in the picture. That's totally different. Stay with Krishna. So those who go to
let's
Krishna,
stay with Krishna, but the reason is the same.
Same as what?
Same as the other go to demigods and ask for something material, it's opulence.
No, Krishna, if you read Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, text 23 and 25, he tells you directly that is stupid.
Ask me directly.
Ask me directly, because if you're doing with the demigods, you're doing it in the wrong way. And by the way, whatever you get from them is going to be temporary. So, and then he says, those who go to demigods are stupid. Prabhupada said they got gobar in their brain.
Foolish,
they got gobar in their brain. So you want to have gobar in your brain? Go ahead. Okay, is it making sense? Well, I'm not saying it. Krishna saying it.
Yeah, but we still are actually expecting from Krishna.
Well, that's fine. That's what I'm saying. Because
and as that is okay?
Well, it's not a question of okay or not okay. That's what we are doing. It's not the best, but it's okay in that it's better than going to the demigods or not believing in Krishna alone. Okay. Okay, Devjani, you had your hand raised.
Yes, Prabhuji, I want to ask, like, so in the form of human life, now when we are doing Vedic bhakti, so nobody can transform themselves into like sadhana bhakti. Is it not possible in this form of human life?
It's totally
What do you
possible.
mean
Otherwise,
to say?
it's totally possible. Otherwise, why are you doing it? Eventually, we want to get to spontaneous devotional service, but we're not there yet. That's the goal.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the reciprocal exchanges of mellows are called raga bhakti. So Krishna is reciprocating with the devotee, devotee is reciprocating with them. That's raga bhakti. Now, raga bhakti is done by people who are nitya siddhas.
I'm not like you.
Can somebody please mute yourself? So raga bhakti is done by nitya siddha bhaktas who are eternally liberated. And we have to come to the stage of nitya siddha until we can be in the raganuga bhakti, raga bhakti. And to get there, we have to first do raganuga, which means we have to take shelter of a pure devotee. Without that, we cannot get there. Okay? Yeah, we'll talk about this in much more detail later on in the chapter. Okay, so, and then it says here, the last line, he appeared by his own eternal energy. He was not forced to appear by any extraneous force. So who remembers chapter 4, text 6? Ajo apisan avyayatma bhutanam vishwaropisan prakritim swam adhyaya adhishthaya sambhavami atmaya. By my own potency, I appear, and in my own nature. Okay, so Krishna is saying, I'm not forced to appear. When I appear in the womb of Devaki, I'm not being forced to do that. I appear for my own free will. As opposed to us, who are forced to go to our mother's womb. No choice. If Krishna sends us to the womb of a hog, or a dog, or a skunk, that's where we go. Any questions?
So, Prabhu, I want to make it sure. So, it wasn't our choice to come wherever we came, like it is forced that whoever chooses, like wherever parents we are forced to go to those parents, right? According to our karma.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Okay, who wants to read 17? Okay, then I guess I'll do it. Aishwar Gyanete Sab Jagat Mishrit Aishwar Shithile Preme Nahi More Preet. This is a very important verse. If you can memorize this, it'll be great. Lord Krishna thought, all the universe is filled with the conception of my majesty. But love weakened by that sense of majesty does not satisfy me. And this is what we were saying earlier. When we know Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, all opulent, Krishna says, it's fine, but doesn't attract me, doesn't do anything for me. I'll make a note of it, but I'm not attracted by that. Because that love is weakened. Ashwara Shithila Preme Nahi More Priti. I don't care. I don't much care for that love which is weakened by the knowledge of my opulence. Okay, now he says, express it even further. Amare Ishwara mane apna ke heen tar preme vasha amin na hoi adhin. If one regards me as the Supreme Lord and himself as subordinate, I do not become subservient to his love. Like I said, I note it, but doesn't do anything for me. Nor can it control me. So, well then, why is that? Text 19. Somebody wants to read text 19?
Yes, Prabhuji.
I
Go
can
ahead.
read it if nobody wants to, Prabhu.
No, Devjali said something. Go ahead.
Yeah. আমাকে তো যে যে ভক্ত ভজে যেই ভাবে তারে সে ভাবে ভজি এই মোর স্বভাবে.
You must be Bengali. I'm just kidding. I know that you
Yeah.
are. I know that you are. Okay. Go ahead.
Translation. In whatever transcendental mellow my devotee worships me, I reciprocate with him. That is my natural behavior. Purport. The Lord, by his inherent nature, reveals himself before his devotees according to their inherent devotional service. The Vrindavan pastimes demonstrated that although generally people worship God with reverence, the Lord is more pleased when a devotee thinks of him as his pet son, personal friend, or most dear fiance, and renders service unto him with such natural affection. The Lord becomes a subordinate object of love in such transcendental relationships. Such pure love of Godhead is unadulterated by any tinge of superfluous non devotional desires and is not mixed with any sort of fruitive action or empiric philosophical speculation. It is pure and natural love of Godhead, spontaneously aroused in the absolute stage. This devotional service is executed in a favorable atmosphere, freed from material affection.
Right. So no material desires. Okay. So the major point here is actually in a word that's not here, but we hear quite often. Bhakta Vatsal. Who's known as Bhakta Vatsal? Anybody knows? Who's known as
Krishna,
Krishna? Okay. And what does Vatsal mean?
like a calf, like,
Yes, the Vats,
cow's
Vats
calf.
means
Yeah.
calf. So Vatsal means like a calf. So why is Krishna like a calf?
Because everyone loves him.
Okay. But there's some other reason.
Baby.
Think in terms of his mother.
He loves to be pampered, Prabhuji.
He loves his mother, but more than that, he's totally dependent upon his mother.
Yeah.
So mother is superior to him, the Vatsa, which is calf. So mother of Yashoda, sorry, mother of Krishna is superior to Krishna. She considers herself superior. She can chastise him, she can bind him, she can yell at him, she can tell her not what to do, what not to do, all those things. She can do that. And he's very happy. That's also known as Bhritta Vashata. You know what Bhritta means? Bhritta means servant. Vashta means to be in control of. So he's totally in control of his pure devotees. So Bhakta Vashata and Bhakta Vatsal. Those are two, what's the word? Adjectives used for Krishna to emphasize his loving relationship, loving reciprocal relationship with his pure devotees. And he's saying very clearly that when a devotee thinks of him as his pet son, personal friend, most dear fiance, and renders service unto him with such natural affection. So what rasa is pet son? What rasa is that?
Vatsalya.
Vatsalya. What's the rasa in personal friend?
Sakhya.
Akhya.
What's in the most dear fiance?
Madhurya.
Okay.
Madhurya.
Madhurya. So Vatsalya, Sakhya, and Madhurya, right? They're all doing what? Render services. Means everybody, regardless of the mellow they are in, they're serving Krishna. So Krishna may be serving Mother Yashoda, but Mother Yashoda is serving Krishna. Does everybody agree with that? Krishna may
Yes,
be
Prabhuji.
totally under the control of Radharani, but Radharani is always serving Krishna for his pleasure. So no matter what mellow you are in, we are always servant. And as a matter of fact, the higher we go in the mellow, the previous ones are contained in it. So Dasya ras contains Shantaras. Sakhiras contains Dasya and Shantaras. Vatsalya ras contains Sakhiras, Dasyaras, and Shantaras. And Madhurya ras contains all other four and itself. So, okay, with me?
Prabhu, what is Shanta?
Neutral.
Shantaras?
Like,
Neutral.
neutral, like a tree, a bird, a cow, stone, those kind of things. Or even devotees like Prahlad who are only doing tapasya. There's no service. Prahlad is only just remembering. That's it. He's not doing arti, he's not, he's not doing anything. He's preaching, of course. So, and any other devotee who's mainly doing austerities, like tapasya, that is shantaras. There's no service, no active service. Okay? So, it says here, when they do it serve him with natural affection, Lord becomes a subordinate object of love in such a tranquil relationship. So, Lord becomes servant of the servant. That's his bhakti vashata. He becomes under control of his devotees. So, as you know, when Durvasa Muni showed up at the shore of Milk Ocean and told Lord Vishnu that you said if anybody surrenders, you will give him shelter. So, I'm here. Give me shelter from your Sudarshan Chakra. Lord Vishnu said, Aham Bhakta Paradhino, Nahi Aswatantra Ivduja. Nahi Swatantra Ivduja. He said, my dear Brahmin, I'm totally under the control of my devotees. I have no freedom. How much freedom don't you have? Just sadhubhir grasta hadayo. I'm captured in the heart of my devotees like a bird in a cage. No movement, no freedom. Bhakta Bhakt Janai Priya. I love my bhaktas and the devotees of my bhaktas so much that I'm totally under their control. That's what it's talking about here. Bhakti Bashyata. Totally under the control of those who are serving him with pure affection. There's no material desire. And it says here, such pure love of God is not mixed with any sort of fruitive action or empiric philosophical speculation, which is that verse in the Nectar of Devotion. Anya abhilashta shunyam, jnana karmadhyanavartam. No jnana, no karma. Okay? It's pure and natural love of God. Spontaneously aroused in the heart. So there's no force required from outside, it's from inside. The love is bubbling out from inside. Okay? And obviously, the devotional service executed in a favorable atmosphere. That's the whole verse. Anya abhlashta shunyam, jnana karmadya navratam, anukulen krishnanashilam, bhakti uttama. That's the whole paragraph is on that verse. Okay, I'm going to stop here. Any questions or comments?
Prabhuji, too much of overload today.
Yeah, so you have to tell me if I'm going too far, too much, and if you want me to back off a little bit, slow down a little bit, or you can ask me more questions, because I cannot see the content of the book. The book is very heavy. So my role is try to make it as simple as possible, but then again, I got my own weakness.
Yes.
And
I always cover up with your recording again. I have to listen to your recording. It's very tough to grasp it one class.
Sure, Matan. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
It's very hard to remember it, Prabhu.
Well, you don't have to memorize it. You have to understand it. So don't bother remembering. Try to understand. Try to internalize.
Understanding, but then again, I forget.
That's okay. As long as the concepts are clear in your head, you understand the concepts, you are fine. Nobody's asking you to memorize all the, I think it's about 25,000 verses in Charitamrita. Nobody's asking you to do that. There are few that you should memorize because they're very important. Like today we did one, we should memorize. Because then we can quote it to other people when you're explaining it. And that's the other thing. All of you should make it make a point of explaining what you hear in this class to somebody else. And then you will know what you understood. Then you can go back to the recording, understand it again, and then explain it again. If you don't do that, you won't remember anything. So first is try to understand. Second is try to explain it to somebody else. And third is see how it applies to you. That's the way to study the scriptures.
It's only the fourth chapter we've started. And you wouldn't believe I'm making notes. It's already half filled. My register is half filled.
Good. That means you're serious. Very good.
Yeah, it's like a lot of content. Because if you don't write, you will not remember. It's very tough.
Yeah.
And I don't know how do you remember so many shlokas like randomly. You have so many shlokas to refer to.
I'm just a show off, Madhuri. Just a show off.
No.
I don't remember yoga at all.
Prabhuji, I have a question.
हाँ देवजानी बोलो.
मतलब मुझे ये नहीं पता इस कॉन्टेक्स्ट से रिलेटेड बट लाइक इट सडनली पॉप्ड अप इन माय माइंड कि it's so difficult like understanding bhakti and then सब कुछ करके like everybody has in mind कि हाँ गोलोक वृंदावन then why again there is a downfall Prabhu
Why there again
माने
what?
why then again there is downfall and they again come down like some again get back to the material
So
world they again
have you, Mataji, have you ever tripped on the road? Has anybody tripped on the road?
Many
yes
times.
Okay. I think everybody must have had some experience somewhere, whether you admit it or not. And why do we trip?
Because we're not carefully walking.
Exactly. We're not being attentive to where we are going. And that's the main reason why we fall down. We're not attentive. We're not guarding against the intruders in the bhakti. We're not guarding against the weeds in the bhakti. So the intruders on the bhakti, on the weeds, they get us every time. And we fall down because we don't really get serious about the message from the Shastras. We think it's more fashionable. It's good to know. I can go and impress some people because I gave a class, and tell them that, whatever. And that's not what bhakti is about. This is serious business. It's very serious business. And we should also, just give me 1 second. And we should also remember we have very limited time. We have very limited time. So we are all in a crisis. We got lucky somehow, we got a human birth. Who knows when it would be the next time that we get a human birth? If we don't get out this time, it could be a very long wait, very long wait. So therefore, we have to understand that we are in a crisis. And I'll tell you one thing that I've told many people many times, so you may have heard it 10 times from me already. But just reminding you, if you're on an airplane and you've traveled many times, when the flight attendant or a video comes on about security instructions, how many of us pay attention? Nobody. Why? Because we heard it many times and we know nothing is going to happen. We're going to take off, we're going to fly, we're going to land. Nothing's going to happen. But imagine you're flying 38,000 feet. The pilot comes on and says, oh, we got problem. Engines have failed. You're going to crash. Please listen to the instructions the flight attendant is going to give you for your safety. How many of us will pay attention at that time?
Everyone,
And how much attention will you pay?
as possible.
Every pore in your body, every hole in your body will be tuned to whatever is being said. Why? Because you know it's a crisis. But because we don't think we're in a crisis, then can everybody please keep mute? It gets really distracting. I forget my thought process. Just everybody please just mute. If you're not speaking, just mute. So because we don't think it's a crisis, everything fine. And the worst part of us human beings is, in Hindi they say chalta hai. Theek hai yaar, chalta hai. What is happening, let it happen. And the second is, sorry, Shalini Mataji, did you understand that part? Because I said in Hindi, so I'm not sure you understand Hindi.
Yeah, I can understand Prabhu
Okay.
Hindi.
Oh, great. Okay, good. Okay, so the second part is that we think, it's temporary world, therefore everything is temporary. So if I have miseries now, then it'll go away. It too will pass. It too shall pass. Well, yeah, it may pass, but it would be replaced by another misery. So misery doesn't end. Today it might be this, tomorrow it might be that. Last weekend, I was giving a class at Toronto Temple about Gajendra's story. And my point was, Maya is like a crocodile. It's caught us in her jaws. Some teeth actually feel good, when things are going well for us. But some teeth really hurt. And Maya alternates. And every time this good thing's happening, we say, oh, it's not so bad. It's not so bad. And the nature of people is that even if they're very, very sick, you ask them, how are you doing, Prabhu? Oh, I'm doing great. And the person who asked the question doesn't care for the answer anyway. Because I've tried. They ask me, how are you? I said, terrible. They say, oh, great. Keep walking. They're not listening to my answer. They're not interested in my answer. So it's not surprising. we don't take it seriously. Okay, my throat is totally parched. I can't speak anymore. So I have to.
Please take care, Prabhuji.
Huh?
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Take rest,
Thank
Prabhuji.
you, Prabhuji.
Thank
Please
you.
take care.
Prabhuji,
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Thank you.
Kalpatra Kripasute Sitaram Pavane Vaishnav Namo Namo.
Jai.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Prabhu.
I
Thank
appreciate
you.
your attendance, by the way. Really do.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
We pray for
Hare
your good
Krishna,
health, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
We pray for your good health.
Thank you, Vallabhari Prabhu. Appreciate that.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Prabhuji.
Prabhu. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Prabhu.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
everybody.
Oh, I forgot one thing. Today is Nana's birthday. So, Hare Krishna to
Happy
you.
birthday to
Hare
you.
Krishna
Hare
to
Krishna to
you.
you.
Hare Krishna, dear. Hare Krishna
To you.
May
Thank you.
you never take birth again.
I don't want to. Only if Krishna wants.
Only if Krishna wants. Yes, yes. We're all working towards Krishna wanting that.
Yeah, trying.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
January 4th.
Yes.
Hare Krishna, everyone.
Birthday, Nana.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Shrimati ji.
Jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.